Hello, my lovely starborns. I hope you all are doing very well. Welcome to day 5th of the Lionsgate transmissions and readings. But today there will be no transmission. I'm being guided not to channel transmission for the higher chakras. It's really not needed at the time. So, way too many downloads coming in and wings coming back. Yeah, wings coming back for sure. The throat chakra, this is your fifth chakra. So think of it as the goalpost. Okay. Why? Because this chakra is also associated with the fifth dimension. Okay. So, yeah, this is basically think of it as your 5D. And this is where we want to head to. Yeah. That is why the activation is happening in the solar plexus, which is what is the third chakra, right? And where do we get lost? In the fourth chakra. What is the fourth chakra? The 40. What is it? It's the heart chakra, right? But I told you, right? There are 12 fractals to the 40 itself. So look at the heart. It is so layered, right? Plus, it has this higher energy as well as lower energy. Plus, it has so many other different roles, right? This heart space. So, yeah, I am just asking you to look at the chakras as dimensions, okay? And this is your 5D. This is your 5D. The throat chakra is your fifth dimension. And this is where we are headed to. This is what we are trying to anchor in. This is what we are trying to ground ourselves in. And what is the throat chakra? Hmm? It's your power center. It is your purification center. It is your center of power retrieval. It is your center of harmony. This is where harmony is restored. This is where balance is very much practiced and executed from. This is that place which is very order focused because look at the human body, look at the anatomy, and what do we associate the fifth chakra with? Vishuddhi. What do we associate it with? The endocrine system, your hormones, your glands, your very subtle patterns of energy are controlled in this center, right? And if we look at the myth around us, then look at the myth of Lord Shiva. This is where he held the poison. This is where he alchemized the poison. This is, it's like the seat of your higher soul, from where there is no separation. There's only movement upwards towards unity. Unity to what? Source, origin, highest dimension possible. Because once Kundalini crosses your heart chakra, it makes it its soul. Okay, unless and until you consciously want it to go rest in the lower chakras. This often happens when we relax, and this also happens when we are asleep. But sleep pattern is also very different for many of us, and mostly it's unconscious, but many people prefer the ones who are awakened, many people prefer their kundalini to rest in their heart space when they sleep. That is why the astral realm, that's when the astral realm becomes like very powerful, in the sense that there are no nightmares, there are no attacks, there are just like this dream state becomes blissful. So yeah, I don't know why I'm talking so much about all this. Yeah, I'm telling you, right? As soon as I sit here, downloads, downloads, downloads. But yeah, you know, so if you're awake and if you actively work with your force, life force, and you can feel it go up and down, and you can feel it like, you know, with center, it's dancing in and all of that. So yeah, I think most of you, it rests in the heart space, but many of you, yeah, it goes back to the sacral root. So if out of nowhere one day you wake up from a nightmare, and yeah, I mean, it's layered again. Subconscious is at play too. Maybe you need some clearing to do in that moment, so it happens. But yeah, once in a blue moon nightmare, it means, you sent your kundalini to rest in the deeper zones, in the lower zones. So that is what is up. But what I was initially saying was the control over the kundalini shakti, the serpent power, comes in only after it crosses the heart space. Only because crossing, when it reaches the throat chakra after the heart space, that is what ascension is. It's like it, then you're primed for ascension in every sense, but this starts within. What does it even mean? All the answers are within you, everything's within you. Yes, it's encoded in your DNA, but the activation starts through the energetic movement, through the rising of the kundalini itself. That is why every single thing when it comes to spirituality, it revolves around kundalini shakti, the serpent power. It's the life force within you. It's the dance of the spirit within you. The solar forces, lunar forces. Most of us, we are controlled by these forces, especially in its lower nature. That's what earth seeds deal with. It usually, you know, when there is no expansion and there is limited movement, and what happens when you limit a very powerful energy in a very tiny space? What happens then? When it feels confined, especially, what happens? It leads to chaos. It leads to heavy stuff, right? I all of a sudden started feeling dense. So so these are the levels, a few of it, like, but it's all again layered, very much complex. It's not that simple, and it's never about this or that. It's like things happen, mostly in tandem with something else, so it's like there is no neat category to this process, especially kundalini movement. But there are certain points which are like thresholds, so once you cross that, it's kind of like there's no going back. So even if there is going back, there's also coming back up. Okay, so once this life force reaches our throat chakra, it's a big deal. It's a very big deal because it's in the heart center where all, like, the chaos gets 12x. Yeah, it does. And then there are windows of confusion. There are so many spiritual tests thrown your way. There are so many stuff that keeps us attached, you know so you have to navigate all of that, especially attachments, and also mostly toxic attachments, which we think is love, So navigating all of that, it takes a while. It takes a while for most people. But be it earth seed, star seed, it takes quite some time because you're filtering a lot. You just like, filtration actually begins in the heart space itself. So by the time it reaches the throat center, there there happens to be a higher level of purification, and that's when the upper channels are awakened. you know it is after the purification that the channels are awakened. That's why third eye activation is so important. And it, this is where the true active spirituality comes into play, when the third eye awakens. Because what happens, it's like you're crossing a very important threshold in the throat center, and you are, by the time you reach here, it's like you have purified so much through sacrifice. Yes. What is the sacrifice? It's the sacrifice of knowing and unknowing. And more than knowing, it is about unknowing. Unlearning is the most difficult thing. Unlearning, deconditioning, saying no to something which you know is not for you, even though a part of you is attached to it, is what sacrifice looks like. Because you know better, right? So, yeah, a lot of trials and all of that. So, I hope all of this makes sense. Now, let's go ahead with the reading. And I will be using the Yogic Path Oracle for the throat chakra reading today. And I will be pulling out 5 cards. So, let's see. Your Holy Spirit, angels, and guides, my lovely guides, stars, guides, Orion guides, Syrian guides, I especially ask you to conjure me for this reading to help me transmit clear messages to my lovely starborns watching this. Okay, so we will focus on the throat chakra, the Vishuddhi center, and let's see, how is this triple eight portal affecting all of us? Yes, but how is it supporting us first and foremost? How is the portal supporting us? What are you leaving behind? What are you leaving behind? What do you need to take with you? What are you taking forward with you? How is this portal changing you? What is being activated for you? And how to move through the portal with grace. And finally, a supportive message from the Syrian and the Orion guides. They wanted me to see that card. I did not. And then they're like, okay, we're going to show you anyway. Rajas and Sahasrara. This is the crown chakra. Wow, beautiful. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I did talk about the throat and the um, third eye chakra, and they're like, oh, you missed the crown. Okay, we'll talk about it. Okay, so how is this year's portal supporting you? Prana, beautiful, life force. My nose got so itchy. Okay, what are you leaving behind? Vishuddha. This is definitely hinting towards purification. What are you taking forward with you? Samadhi, beautiful. I'm telling you. All your cards are blue. Look at that so far. Okay. And how is this portal changing you? Sita. It's talking about sacrifice. If I devote it to your spiritual path, as the devotion is going to increase. That's what I'm getting first and foremost. Okay. Whoa. Relax. What is being activated for you? Atma, soul. You're seeing so many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Any of you, Thara activation is coming in real strong for you guys. All right, and how to move through this portal with grace. niyamas. These are like laws, universal laws, and also yoga, type of yoga. And finally, a supportive message, tapas, tapasya. Again, being in that meditative space, not losing sight of Dharma, Ganesha underneath. This is definitely hinting towards removal of all kinds of obstacles. Let me just fix the cards. Okay, so how is this portal supporting you is through prana, which is vital life force is totally supporting you. So this is you having a level of control over your own breath, over your own energy field, over your own, I'm hearing light body. So many of you, yeah, you're creating a light body. This is you in control of your being, regardless of the changes that you have been through, that you are going through, and that you will be going through. Okay, but there, and when I say control, it's not like that false matrixy control that is effective due to ego. No, it's not that. This is a very subtle kind of control where it's like more so connected to adaptability, flexibility, and finding a creative opportunity in any challenge that arises. So it's about seeing life where there is none. It's like, mm, where there is none for others, but like you have a different perception of things. So for you, it's just that your way of looking at things is what is supporting you. Your way of being is supporting you. Okay, so I am feeling that spirituality is a big part of your life. It's like it's a way of life for you, and I'm seeing 707 on the clock. So yeah, there's this harmony that is being restored, and that is already present in all your lower bodies. There's a healthy level of harmony, yeah, in the lower three chakras. Okay, let's see. I'm getting some messages for the heart chakra, but let's see. Brochures clearly. How is this portal supporting? Star wanted to show itself. Okay. Yes, it's just like you're learning certain things. Mm-mm. Yes. See, your connection to the higher realms is becoming stronger, okay? But again, that's the message I was getting in the heart chakra because the astral plane, yeah, astral plane energy. So it's like there's certain cycles that you will be wrapping up, okay? And as soon as those cycles are wrapped up for good, I feel like a shift is happening here, a total shift in consciousness. So if you feel like you have changed so much, I mean, you're about to change quite a lot. Yeah. Okay. And let's see. What are you leaving behind? So, with Vishuddha, which is the throat chakra, by the way, what I'm seeing here is there needs to be, you need to focus on this chakra center. Like, yeah. But for many of you, I'm getting this energy that a lot is happening in the heart chakra right now. and then this energy is moving upwards. So I am picking up on certain blockages. Like there are times when you actually are supposed to say things, but you hold yourself back. There are times you're supposed to do certain things. You need to have an active approach, but you remain passive. That sort of energy. Yeah, it's like a lack of courage. You, a part of you feels like you're not enough. That there is, yeah, like an eternal student, which is well and good, but like, do not undermine yourself. So I just feel like, hmm, more deconditioning is needed here. More going within is needed here. More getting in touch with your inner self is needed here. This is your soul wanting to connect with you. It's time for you to begin expressing the light that you are, the light that is inside of you. Your soul gifts want to come through. Yeah, whatever it is, whatever is your calling. You have to look into what is repressing you, what are you suppressing in your energy field, what it is that you are hiding from. It's There's this emphasis on living your truth here more clearly. Okay, tell me about it. Yeah, Empress and Ten of Wands underneath, and the Emperor. Judgment. Hmm. This is what you are leaving behind. Some of you could be dealing with parental woundings. Could be, I don't know, I don't want to say much. Can you clarify, please? But you need to let go of certain projected energy. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, so look at that. Six of Pentacles. Look into the patterns how you were controlled, especially as a child. Okay, what were you told? There are certain beliefs which are ingrained, and it's kind of like hindering you in one way or the other. Okay, just because there is some sort of like uh, a cookie attached with it. Yeah, it's like, something counterintuitive, but it comes with a candy bar or something, so it makes it okay. And yeah, I don't know, it's not okay anymore. And it's not like, yeah, you're in for the candy. It's not even that. It's just that this is subconscious in nature. This is a pattern of behavior. This is some sort of like something that you do, which is picked up from one of your parents or maybe both. It's it puts you in that limiting consciousness. It puts you in that space where you have to be over defensive, where you have to, I don't know, if there is any sense of entitlement, look into that. Where is that coming from? Okay, it's because the Empress came out, and straight away I got the parental energy for a reason here, especially with Vishuddha, because this is what is calling for purification. Okay, and again, this is something which perhaps you look at it as something to be proud of or something, and maybe it is, like in the 3D sense, it is something great and expansive in some way or the other. But I don't know, you've picked up on some pattern, some way of thinking which is not yours. And this is like a borrowed energy because of energetic presence around you. So yeah, this is you peeking from someone else's projection field, thinking that this is your reality, but and it is really not your reality. This could also create a lot of confusion in your life, you know. And maybe there is somebody like that. It doesn't have to be a parent, could be but a figure, a caretaker, somebody like, you know, whose words mean the word to you. And if this very person is rooted in the old paradigm, and regardless of how they appear or what they portray themselves to be, if they are, I don't know, I'm picking up on generational gap kind of energy. So, and because it's someone important, so what they say, what they do means a lot to you, and it is kind of keeping you stuck, basically. And I don't know, you need to get out of some kind of a dependency here in one way or the other. It doesn't always have to be. I just feel like it's more so emotional and mental, but the nature of this dynamic is such that you let it be, whereas you need to stand up for yourself in this connection especially. So let's see. All right, so now let's look at what it is that you should take forward, and that is samadhi, right? And this is very much talking about becoming still, totally opposite to what's here, okay? And also over here, what you need to leave behind, look into any kind of 3D behavior where, you know, you're trying to match someone else's energy, or trying to live up to other people's expectations of you as to what success is, what it should look like, all that stuff. You know, again, this is mostly some sort of like a derailment because of a person in your life. Like they are putting ideas in your head as to this is how you're supposed to be, this is what you're supposed to do, this is how you should make money, and this is how, I don't know, like go get a job and more money, get me more money, that sort of energy. Yeah. Hmm. Anyway, so yeah, it's a lot of stuff actually, but it's like it scatters your energy, it scatters your energy, and it is no good. It is really no good. It is what is keeping you stuck in the 40, actually, to be honest. I did not want to say it, but it's coming in. So if you feel that sudden bliss of 5D, the purification energy, and that higher light force, I'm hearing higher light force energy, that magnetic energy, you know, and then next day you're like crush, you know, crash, there's a crash in your energy. It's because of the overload, yes, because, you know, if you do not like organically cross the center, and if you keep going to back and forth, that is what leads to this crash in the physical body, okay? And there's a bit of back and forth when we are in that transition phase. But sometimes what happens for others, most people I would say, is that okay, there are times they are fully grounded, fully present, and very focused on their spirituality, and then life happens, okay? Something happens, or they get derailed, or I don't know, money is a thing, right? Money becomes a problem, or whatever. Half of the times these are first of all tests coming in from, again, the 40. Okay, 40 has a bunch of traps, mouse traps, actually, that's what I like to call them. Yeah. It's something worse than mousetrap. For 40 is really, really distorted, like really distorted. You know, like the 3D inversion kind of energy, it gets worse in the 40. It's like there are all kinds of inversions in every direction, where, you know, it becomes very difficult to discern what is from the higher realm and what is from the lower realm. And it's very difficult to not I don't know, not take a side and all of that, so bunch of tests. So some of you, yeah, is the energy here, but the emphasis is on samadhi. Let's read about samadhi. It's an advanced state of meditation and absorption in the self. Have you noticed the signs of spiritual progress? Your daily practices has brought you to a place of stillness, and it is there where you experience samadhi, the joining of all aspects of your being, physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional. Yeah, this is where the harmony happens. And oh my god, it's crazy that saying physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional, because it's basically talking about the lower four chakras. It's like rising above those four. And oh, crazy. Look at that. Even here, all the four chakras are here. Ooh, yeah. So this is what you should aim for. Like, yes, it's like pulling that life force up into this dimension, into this chakra. And for that, you need stillness. You don't need this. Because, see, you're a butterfly waiting, waiting to open your wings, right? And in order to fly away from all the noise. Yeah, and over here you're still like some sort of like a pupa, though your shell is gone. you know the covering is gone, and I just feel like right now this pupa has some mucus on it, but once it unfurls, yeah, it's just gonna take flight. So this is what I've been talking about, like, your wings. This is where you get your wings too, right? It's crazy, because this is hinting towards your 5D ascension. This is what it is. And look at these, they kind of remind me of wings, energetic wings. Also, light body activation, diamond light body activation. A new earth rising here. Hmm. Okay. So, and your human consciousness has become one with cosmic consciousness, and your soul has realized that it is far more than a mind and body. I mean, this is what ascension is basically about. So this is what wants to happen. Like, I feel like, okay, kind of makes sense why in the throat chakra you need all this activation. And I think I understand why I'm not being guided to do any more transmissions for the higher chakras, because yeah, this is personal, right? This level is very personal because you are dealing with your own heart space right now. And also, these are times of tests, spiritual tests. Let's see. Tell us more about how you're taking this forward. Okay. No, don't fall. Oh, I did. Ten of Pentacles. Just a minute. Okay. Yeah, I was not able to retrieve it, but I did finally. So it's Temperance. Alchemy. You need to master alchemy. Hmm. Yeah, so, I'm talking about the transmutation, right? In the heart chakra, because many of you, I feel like, yeah, there's a bit of like back and forth, and many of you, you're yet to reach the center. So, yeah, this is transmutation of the 4D energy, the 4D consciousness. And this is where, many of us, we get lost in the false light stuff, in the inorganic love and light stuff, which is actually, love and light is very much real. It is, but, there's an evil twin of it in the 4D. And yeah, we often lose sight here. It's like a very, very big cosmic test. And the bunch of trials and errors that happen here in this very center, in this very, so I'm talking about the heart chakra, okay? That's where all the work is. Kind of makes sense, because the reading started with the Thanatos card, which was about death. It is actually about death of your former self, death of your, yeah, believe it or not, 3D self, in order to find that truth. And that authenticity, that truth is actually fully retrieved in this center through that process of purification that happens here. I mean, this very chakra is called Vishuddha, right? Which basically means filtration, purification, and all of that. Okay, all right. So this is what you're taking forward with you, right? Temperance with Samadhi. So this is also telling me that your angels, your guides, they all recognize the efforts that you have already put in, the amount of work that you're doing. And of course, like, this is your dharmic path. Many of you are here for this. I mean, this is what you're here for, so you cannot get lost for long. I mean, this power retrieval has to happen. You know, again, I'm hearing it's a matter of when, not if. Yep. So this is what you're taking forward with you. Mastery, alchemical mastery. Okay, so how is this portal changing you? Let's see how. The hermit. This is where the stillness is coming in. Feel like you are understanding the game, yeah, more so than ever before. And this is the card of change. This is the card of finding that harmony in change, find balancing your 3D life with your 5D goalpost. That is what is up here, especially with the hermit. It's a very good sign. And hey, I asked, how is this portal supporting you? And we got the word card, which is again reminding me that yes, that the ending is again grounding itself, and that Thanatos energy is here, that you moving towards your truth is here. Yes. So I feel like many of you are going within deeper. Yeah, it's like it's not a drill. It's not a drill anymore. It's like many of you are having experiences, or you are about to have experiences, which will help you ground your spirituality, which will help you look at things very differently, especially when it comes to your very journey. And if you are my lovely star bones, if you're star seated, if you are high up there in the cosmos, and you are undergoing retrievals, memory retrieval could be at play here, and the definite soul gift retrieval, all of that good stuff is also what comes in. And you tap into the 4D, okay? So there is no direct jump from 3D to 5D. 4D is like a very long ass process, to be honest. It takes some time. And getting, yeah, actually, like, all of a sudden I started looking at this, and this is showing me number 5, like that. Look at that. Where is it? Yeah, the die. Hmm. And has 5 to 6 years. So this is you navigating the murky, choppy, and also clear waters of the heart space, and then moving into the throat center. And this is where the magic happens. The higher magic happens. Remember, this is also a card of higher manifestation. You know, I'm also getting, as soon as this happens, heightened manifestation is also here for you. Hmm. All right, let's see what is being activated for you. And you got Atma for that, and that's the soul. Tell me about Atma. Again, getting to know yourself at a deeper level. Justice and Queen of Pentacles. Well, double cardinal energy here. I want to look into Atma first. Infinite aspect of the soul. Blessed soul, you have now begun to see glimpses of the divinity that exists within you, and there is so much more to experience. Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm telling you this, that getting in touch with the higher aspects, your different multidimensional aspects. Also, this is you calling back your soul. Okay, this is it's like the functional aspects of your soul, that as well as the fragmented. And heavy soul retrieval happens in the astral plane, right? And again, that is taking me to the heart chakra. So many of you, yes, heavy heart chakra work, especially during this layoff season. And for many of you, it's going to go on until the fall. And then there is a batch of people. For you, it will be happening until this winter season. So it's like by the time Pluto is direct in Aquarius, this energy is like this life force energy moving into the fifth chakra is going to be a very grounding factor, and this is a high level of ascension which really shifts your external reality. So all of this is happening here. And when I say external reality, your entire way of life is changing. Okay, this is how you're being activated. And again, with justice there, it's like, and especially with Queen of Pentacles. So justice is also this energy of elimination of excess energy, baggage, wrong ideas, limiting beliefs, false light stuff. I think this is exactly what is happening here. See, you guys, you are understanding the game at a deeper level, and there is this massive expansion happening in your consciousness, which is going to take care of you, and it is going to be very healing, especially when it comes to your 3D aspects of existence. A very, like, you are being activated into a beautiful balance. Okay, so a very well balanced mind where you will be in touch with the objective at play. Okay, where you will never lose sight of, again, your dharma. Okay, that is what is up here, which is huge. Now let's look at niyamas, how you can move through this portal with grace. So niyamas has a lot to do with personal observances. Okay, as to when you turn into what your soul really needs in the moment. So again, this is also hinting towards deconditioning, purification, and all of that stuff that we've already talked about, right? It's like focusing on your inner needs. So there are a few questions here. Are there toxins in your body and mind that need purity? So detoxification. Are you experiencing contentment for all the blessings that you have? Are you using your disciplined energy to take you toward your dharma, which is the divine purpose? Continue the practice of self study, which is definitely highlighted here with the hermit. And again, the page of swords is there. So, yeah, it has a lot to do with being that student, but first of the self, going within. There's always more that you will find when you open up the pathways to your true spirit. Take some extra time for yourself each day to practice Ishvara Pranidhana, the celebration and contemplation of spirit. Okay, so yeah, meditation is going to be very much. helpful and very important during this period. That's what I'm getting here. Tell me about me, Amos. This is how you move through this portal with grace. Yeah, there's definite movement here. I think this path is the more grace you show yourself, and also for your differences. There's something about you which is very different, which is unique in its own way, and the more you become accepting of that fact, the more empowering it is going to be. I do know that many of you already feel empowered, but a part of you feels alienated from the society around you, most likely because I have Five of Pentacles underneath, and then under that we have the Six of Wands, which goes very much in alignment with what I was saying here. So opening your wings would mean abandoning that old paradigm for many of you, which is unavoidable, to be honest. So yeah. Now the supportive message here is tapas. Okay, and let me just get some tarot for it, and then we will read from the book, and then yeah, that's it. And long reading. Wow, tapas. Wow, look at that. That's the supportive message. Queen of Wands and the Hierophant. Let's see. The book says. Yeah, self-discipline. This is a supportive message. So you have gotten where you are because of your discipline. Tapas, and this will continue to take you where you need to go. So yeah, you are definitely ascending out of the 4D. That's your message here. While discipline sounds like a heavy word, it is really just committing to becoming the highest version of yourself, and that's what we're aiming for, right? The next evolvement will require refinement of your inner strength. You are undergoing a deep transformation. You are stepping outside of your comfort zone, gaining strength, moving through fear. Now is the time to ask yourself the important question: what practices have I committed to? What practice do I still need to commit to? Is my daily routine serving me? How can I improve it? Where do I need to set boundaries in my life to further align with my truth? Am I showing up for myself the way I would for a friend or a child? So, you know, you get the drift, don't you? And with the Hierophant here, you need to move beyond approval of others around you. But with the Hierophant, it is this energy of balance, between your conscious and the subconscious mind. And it is very much connected to unlocking mysteries, especially with the key there. And the lightning bolt is like tapping into higher wisdom, being a healthy channel for it, reaching a level where you're able to discern as to what is going to fully ground you in the 5D and not derail you anymore. That sort of energy. It's a revelation of a kind. Okay. Be ready to receive revelations. But again, you need to prepare for it. But because it's the nature of this reality that you have to actually strengthen your lower chakras, and obviously navigate out of the fourth chakra, able to cross that bridge to the higher realms, to the higher chakras. And he's kind of looking, I don't know, upwards, like towards the sky or something. And he's also like, it looks like as though he's saying something, isn't it? So also reaching a point where you speak your truth, you stand in your truth, But in order to do that, you need to know your truth, like the real, authentic truth of your soul, Atma, right? Major retrieval at play for you guys. Like, yeah. Look into how you're being held back through your attachments. And often attachments are not only in relationships and stuff, but also, mm, some of you could be attached to your the dogma, as to, let's say, okay, you're not religious, but you love certain aspects of the religion that you were born in. And I'm not saying that you have to deny everything, but if you are still practicing, then of course it's going to keep you stuck. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. You have to make final choices, and there will come a time where you have to make that choice. You cannot delay anymore. You cannot just be wishy-washy about it, that okay, I'm going to be, I don't know, one foot in my old paradigm and the other in the next one. But like, how are you going to navigate? How are you going to walk like that, unless and until you know how to split? Even then, how are you going to walk? I don't even know what that means. Mm. But yeah, don't stretch yourself to the end. Like, there is a need to go within, and there is a need to, like, really really look at the things that you hold on to. And this is not just about, your personal dogmatic opinions and all that. This could be something which is actually foreign to you, but it's like, that is your definition of spirituality. And but I don't know, essentially the very thing is actually dogmatic. So I'll give you an example. Like in the West, right, you're on a spiritual path, but there is a very big section in the Western population. They're obsessed with Buddhism, and they think it's the ultimate goal, and it's like, Buddhism has all the answers and everything. But essentially they're missing out on the point that it's very dogmatic, and it has its own limitations. Every religion has its own limitation. So if you are on the ascension path, I'm sorry, religion is not coming in, be it whichever. If that triggers you, you have work to do. Okay, so that's where I'm going to leave. And I hope this helps. If this resonates, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Take care.